today's mission starts with our next shipment arriving. So while we've been waiting, we ordered a bunch of stuff in from Miami. Hola. And you guys might remember this building from previous experience, but this is where the King Ocean freight company is. So we have to come here to check all our paperwork, check the itinerary, make sure everything's still on schedule. So we have a lot of packages coming this time. Almost 800 pounds worth. I think about 70 something packages, almost 100 cubic feet. So it's a big shipment. Huh? Oh yeah, there's our view. See the lady out there in the middle. Right in the middle.
Nice beach area.
Yes.
Nice view. Buenas. Necesitamos para una tabla que está llegando. Hoy como.
Yo voy a cola.
Hola.
Yo voy a cargar mañana. Cargo mañana. Pero necesito que me envíen el BD Master que Marlene le ha pedido al señor.
We come to confirm the list with her, the inventory.
Esa es la carga lo que se va a cargar. Pero necesito sacar una cosa.
Sí.
Permíteme un segundo.
We can enter this time.
Okay.
And
I need to find out how much approximately it is.
she told me that she don't have for the moment the price, but you have some more news of Friday because all the shipments going to Friday and he know how much.
Right.
And she now make a copy for have all the list for check.
Okay. Reminiscent of Panama. But I guess, yeah, we're not going to get our actual rate today. It's going to be another couple of days. The ship is scheduled to leave Miami on Friday, so it's on schedule. That's good. And she's got a copy of our inventory now with all the items, what's in each package. So that should be good for their end. And then now we just wait until Friday to find out how much the rate is. So what's happened?
Nothing, the shipment not arrive Tuesday, the next Tuesday, but arrive the next Friday because stop before in Costa Rica, and after Costa Rica come back here.
I wonder when they added Costa Rica to the list. Usually it goes straight from Miami to here, and then Nicaragua, and then back to Miami.
I think this time stop in Limon Harbor and come here. I don't know why it's the first time, but you know, coronavirus.
Okay. All right. So there you have it. Looks like we don't get our shipment exactly on schedule, but so far it's only delayed by about 3 days, so that's not too bad. Of course, we do have this new named tropical storm that's been forming, coming into the Caribbean Sea, and it's supposed to arrive crossing St. Lucia on Saturday. So we'll have to see how that works out also, because after that it's going to be heading up towards Jamaica, and that's along the route that this ship would take coming south from Miami. So now we got to keep an eye on that also. And we'll see how that goes. I don't know about you guys, but that's starting to look a little bit like the calm before the storm. So it's definitely becalmed and the water's gone flat calm, but look over here. Yeah, just off the starboard bow. That's a pretty good cluster right there. Doesn't look like too much behind it, so I don't expect too much on the other side, but yeah, I don't know if that's going to bring us some wind, but definitely there's rain right there, and a lot of it. So I'm just sitting here and monitoring, but look at that, just wrap around. It always seems to do that. It wraps around that side of the island and this side. Luckily, sometimes we miss it coming this direction, but no, it's strung across all the way, and I think we're about to get hit probably in the next 10 minutes or so, I'd say, but by what is very hard to tell because it's very calm. Just heard some thunder from over there. Nothing too intense though. We got a myriad of cumulus clouds behind us, but again, nothing too intense. That's already passed. I'm not really worried about that. It's only a matter of this guy over here. This guy over here is the one that could potentially come our way because he's just off the port bow, and the wind typically comes from that direction. So right now, even though we've become flat calm or becalmed, we're just waiting to see if we shift back around that way. That is already passed. I'm not really worried about that, but it looks much more intense over that direction than right in front of us. So now we just wait and listen. But yeah, look at that water. We haven't seen it that calm in a long time. So it's usually very windy here, but today, it's just this afternoon, it went flat calm. But you can see this is all just little pieces of weed and stuff, debris that's blown off the reef as it comes across the reef that separates us from the Caribbean Sea over there. More thunder over there now. Oh well, all we can do is be prepared to batten down, because if it hits, it will probably hit fast. And we want to make sure all hatches and windows are closed. Hey, what do you think, Tiki? We might get hit. Yep, we might. I hear thunder. I hear thunder. Tiki, want a shower? Okay, just finished battening down the hatches. As right on cue, the first wave approaches. Yeah, we're just starting to get it now. Not too bad so far. Uh-oh. Of course, we don't have our buckets up. But we weren't expecting any rain today. Go figure. Oh, look at that. Weighs 20 pounds already. Rain happens fast. Look at that. Wow. Nice rain too. Okay, I think I better go. I gotta hook up my buckets because we're wasting way too much water here. And we had to run the water maker today, and it might be cloudy for a few days, so I'll be back. Okay, that's better. Now at least we're catching some of the rain. Happy about that. Somebody's excited. Getting her free shower over there. Yeah, always loves the rain. And you can see that is Karen right next to us. A lot of you have been asking about Karen, and she's doing well, but she's still in quarantine. So that's her over on Footloose. She just got her dinghy in the water today, so I think she's about to get off quarantine, so that's good. We've been helping her out for the last few days, just bringing food, water, whatever she needs. But so far she seems to be hanging in there. Yeah, and in case you're wondering why it's just me out here alone, it's because Madalena is in on shore. We were doing our shopping excursion this afternoon, picked up a bunch of stuff, and then she went back in with Valentinas because he's still here doing projects on the boat, and they went in to pick up some more supplies. So she's on shore with Valentinas and expected to be back at the dock anytime soon. Then I go and pick them up with the dinghy. So I was just here editing, and luckily saw on my little screens there that show me what's going on outside the boat when I'm working, because I got headphones on. I don't hear anything. I'm oblivious to the outside world. But I got the screens in front of me and they show that, oh, I saw that cloud coming. I was like, oh yeah, that's a good one. But at least it wasn't a big hard wind approach, like no big squall line come in, so just a little rain. which is nice. We had good sun today again, got the batteries up to 94%. That's good. We're very happy that rainy season has pretty much almost come to an end. So the squalls, we haven't had many squalls in almost a week now, which has been great. Steady wind, consistent, nice sunny days, little bit of cloud and rain once in a while. That we can deal with. So, and that's kind of what we're dealing with today. So happy about that. And as you can see, the dark cloud is just up here now, but it's light in behind, so I don't expect it's going to carry on much longer. We'll probably get another round of rain, and then hopefully back to a clear evening to wrap it all up. Because right now it's about 5:30, so pretty much happy hour.
Thank you.
All right, we are back on the boat and getting a lot of projects done around here. So we've got some friends here helping out. As you can see, Madeleine has got some of her friends over. We got Sasha.
Okay.
We have Deanna. We have Valentina. She's still here working on the engine, getting it all ready for paint, which is going to start happening soon. But I've been a little bit preoccupied with doing some weather forecasting because, as some of you might know, we've got a tropical storm. Well, today it's a tropical storm. Tomorrow it's supposed to be Hurricane Gonzalo. And it's entering into our area, into the Caribbean Sea, in the next day or two. So I think today I was going to do a little bit of an update just about storm tracking, because I know some of you might already know a lot about it, but some of you are thinking about coming out living this lifestyle. You need to learn this kind of stuff, and yeah, this is one thing I've got some experience with, is dodging hurricanes, and this is exactly why we are in San Andres, someplace that's safe and we don't have to worry about hurricanes. But I have some friends that have been in contact with me who are in danger at the moment and wondering what should they do. So that's what today's episode about, so stick around. Now, it's Thursday afternoon, and as I'm recording this, Hurricane Gonzalo is still actually a tropical storm, but he is forecast to become a hurricane within the next 24 hours, which is probably when you're going to be seeing this video. Now, if we look at my track since I started following it yesterday, you can see on Wednesday it was at about 43 degrees west longitude and heading west. Now, it's right on that 10th parallel, and that of course is crucial for what's going to happen and where it's going to go, and anything that rides that 10th parallel too long starts to threaten Grenada. Grenada is an island that very rarely gets hit, but as some of you might remember, it got hit hard back in 2004 by Hurricane Ivan. If we come back to look at Hurricane Ivan, look at his track, and you can see starting out at just around 27 degrees, 45 degrees, but it's below the 10th parallel. See, there's 10 degrees north latitude, and it started at the 10th and then dipped south. And that's what immediately caused some panic over here in the Southeast Caribbean, because they know if one dips south, it's good chance it's going to come at them. And you can see that's exactly what happened. It rode here as a tropical storm of 39 to 73 miles per hour, went to a category 1 at 74 to 95 miles per hour, and then instantly to a category 3. And that's a big jump very quickly. It came back to a category 2 momentarily, and then back to a category 3 just as it hit Grenada. But anybody who was in Grenada will tell you they had wind well into category 4, and it unfortunately decimated the entire island. Now, I'm not suggesting that's what's going to happen here with Hurricane Gonzalo, but Hurricane Gonzalo is now exhibiting that same pattern where, if you look back yesterday, here you can see at 43 degrees west longitude and right on the 10th parallel, but then you come back to today, it's at 48 degrees, so it's covering about 5 degrees per day, but it's below the 10th parallel now. So it's headed south, and it's still projected to become a hurricane by Friday morning. Now, normally at this point, they would start to turn a little bit more northerly, as you can see by this cone of projection from NOAA. And this is the first website I'm going to take you back to, as we want to start investigating any potential hurricanes. I usually start right with the NOAA website, and that is right here. So there's the graph that I was just showing you, and this is their cone of projection. And the first thing you want to learn about a cone of projection is it's not guaranteed to say that, okay, on 8 a.m. Tuesday, this is where this hurricane or tropical storm is going to be. It's just meant to give an idea of an average set of conditions and where this storm might be based on what they know about what the conditions are currently. Now, typically the cone of projection is good for 1 to 2 days out and fairly accurate. So even by Friday and into Saturday, you'll see it's projected to go straight at Grenada. And this is unfortunate for Grenada because, yeah, they don't get hit often, but when they do, it's typically hard. Now, it doesn't say whether category 1, 2, 3, or 4 or anything at this point yet. It's too early to tell. But all we do know is it's going to become much stronger by tomorrow than it is today. And then we have to check the forecast again once it reaches over here, and then so on and so on. We keep monitoring it. And as it gets close over to the Windward Islands, it will start to move in one direction or the other in this. And typically that will be north. It's very rare that at this point it moves south. That is why Trinidad and Tobago down here are very rarely ever affected. And that includes Grenada. They're very rarely affected as well, but once in a while they do catch something. And this is why I left the South Caribbean 2 years ago, because the last time I was there, we had 2 of these storms went south of Grenada in one season, and that never happens. I've been dodging hurricanes for 13 years, and once I saw that, right after Irma and Maria wiped out the North Caribbean, I'm like, okay, this stuff is getting out of control, things are changing, and time for me to move. And I did. That is why we are now over here. This is San Andres right here, and Providencia just north of it. And over in this area, including Panama, this is an area virtually never gets struck by tropical storms or hurricanes, because it's down in kind of a valley. You can see this contour of South America here, where all the wind, as the wind funnels in off of the Atlantic, everything tends to channel up along the coast of South America and then go out into here. And of course the natural trajectory takes it westerly, but a lot of times it will also start to loop up to the north, which makes, of course, Dominican Republic, Haiti, Cuba, Jamaica, all of these are prime targets, along with the Bahamas and Florida, of course. As you know, they are right in Hurricane Alley. Now, NOAA is the best website I usually use to start tracking stuff like this, and NOAA is the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, so of course they track weather. Big weather systems, and this website is active from 1st of June until end of November, which is officially the end of the season. You can see as soon as there's a new storm, they start posting, and updates come typically every 6 to 8 hours every day that the storm exists. Now, to understand better their cone of projection, NOAA actually has a little video right here, and I'll put a link on your screen because it does do a good job explaining the basics of what you should and shouldn't expect from this cone of projection. Other than that, you can also toggle over to the current wind speed predictions, and this shows right now where tropical storm force winds are expected along the cone of projection. And you can see the center is aimed right at the southern island of the Caribbean, which of course is Grenada. Now, switching over to my favorite app, which is Predict Wind Offshore, we can start to get a different idea about what is actually happening out there in real time and what's expected over the next week. Now, this is Predict Wind's estimation, which of course is based on different models as well. This is the GFS model that we're looking at right now, and if we play this starting from today, you see that's playing now, and there's the storm forming, and it will slowly just start moving west and west and west. And you can see that the GFS is clearly predicting that the storm is going to take a more northerly track and in fact cross around through St. Lucia and then head up towards the south coast of Dominican Republic and Haiti. Looking back at the NOAA chart, you can still see they are clearly indicating that they think it's going to go towards Grenada. Now, the difference between the two is only 200 or 300 miles. Doesn't seem significant, but it affects a lot of lives in a lot of different ways. So now the only question is, who's going to be right? And all we can do to find that out is basically wait, watch, and listen. Now, in my experience, I think it's going to be probably somewhere in the middle. I mean, it's very hard to tell where a storm is going to go and what it's going to do, but you still factor in a lot of the law of averages. And in these cases, once it starts to get north of the 10th parallel, it will start to hook a little faster northerly. And that will probably take it up, somewhere around St. Vincent or through the Grenadines, these little islands right here. But certainly it's going to have an effect on Barbados right there, which is going to be hit probably fairly hard. Even though this is a small storm, they can intensify very quickly. As you can see, it's growing fast right there, and now it has completely enveloped Barbados according to the GFS forecast. NOAA has it situated somewhere down here just north of Tobago and still headed for Grenada. But of course it's going to be another day or two before we actually realize where in this cone of projection it's going to land. For sure it's going to be in the South Caribbean, we do know that, and likely south of St. Lucia. Then from there, it's going to come straight out into the rest of the Caribbean, and whatever happens out here is going to depend on atmospheric conditions at the time. But again, typically or traditionally, it'll start this slow arc that takes it just on a northwest by west arc that takes it up towards either Haiti or Cuba, Jamaica, or on up to Florida. So again, all you can really do is wait, watch, and listen. But the idea with these forecasts and these projections is to give you an idea of whether or not you need to be concerned if you're in immediate danger or not. And right now, the Southern Caribbean is in immediate danger. I have friends in Grenada, and that's why I started researching this storm. I mean, these storms don't really affect us anymore because I'm in a position I just got out of the way of the storms. But everybody flocks or migrates to Grenada basically for the storm season, and there's a lot of sailboats down there right now because Grenada was one of the few that opened their doors to people that were stuck in quarantine in the rest of the Caribbean and needed to move. So they have all migrated down here, and now there's a major storm building that could be headed potentially right for them. So of course I'm watching out for that because I'm concerned about my friends and what happens to them. I don't want to see anything bad happen to anybody for sure. So I've been making some recommendations, but you know, once you get trapped into an island, you can't move, and especially right now, it's hard to find alternative places to go. Going down to Curacao or anything, I mean, yes, they typically don't get hit by hurricanes either, but they're not open to boats right now. You have to clear into Bonaire, and Bonaire is only clearing in like 6 or 7 boats a week, I believe. And you have to sit in a marina, which of course is going to be very expensive for most cruisers. They have to do a 14-day quarantine in a marina. Then they would be admitted to go over to Curacao. I'm not sure why they do that, because Curacao has this big area of protected water called Spanish water, and they could easily let the boats in there, quarantine them in an area, nobody would ever move, and everything would be fine. But for some reason, they're forcing them to go to Bonaire instead. Now, we are still in San Andres, and San Andres has not yet opened up their borders. There's been one vessel which you know came in under duress or distress, which was Karen on Footloose, and she was admitted because she had problems with the boat. So lucky for her, she's here because there's not going to be anything to worry about with these storms in the area that we are. But of course, you can see what's going to happen with the rest of the Caribbean. There's going to be an immediate concern as to where everybody goes or what they do. And I know right now, Grenada is going to be battening down hatches, tying up lines, and, you know, securing anchors, tying into mangroves. People will be starting to get very, very busy very quickly if this forms into a hurricane tomorrow and keeps heading straight for them. Because, of course, you know, you need to decrease windage on the boat. So that's when you start looking at taking down sails, taking canvas off the cockpit, anything you can just to decrease windage and, of course, decrease damage from stuff that's going to be potentially damaged by high winds. So for now, we'll call that my first update on Hurricane Gonzalo, and we'll see it goes from here. I mean, I'll keep you guys updated if you're interested, but I'll be interested to know what you think also. If you've been doing some research or you have your own weather sites that you like to follow, then let me know where you think it's going to go, what you think maximum wind speed's going to be, trajectory after it leaves the Southern Caribbean, stuff like that. I mean, this is meant to be a learning curve for everybody, so if you're thinking about getting into cruising, then this is definitely a good place to start, is weather. Because weather's going to affect your life more than anything else, including coronavirus. Alright, well, that's it for today, guys. Now it's time to get back to the crew. It's our sundown time on the bow, and that's what I'm here for. So, I hope you enjoyed that little, you know, lesson maybe, but anyway, have a good night, and cheers from the crew.
Where are you? For Mario, then tomorrow's gone.
Mario's gone? No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I do.
For a short time.
Oh, yeah.
We can ground the jet. Mario, you can't go, man. We will miss you.
Me too, man.
We will miss you. Salute, salute.
Salute.
Look my eyes.
My eyes, my eyes. Camera, my eyes.
Valentina's got the guitar running. Look at that. I knew we'd make a happy camper out of somebody. That guitar's been waiting in the bilge for 10 years for you, buddy.
Yes. Nice.
It still looks pretty good, actually. Except for up here. A little bit of corrosion, but I'm sure can be fixed.
Yes, yes.
Good.
Yes.
Nice, man.
Good.
Looks good on you.
Thank you.
Especially with that island in the background that we're not allowed to step on. You know I just had to throw that in, right?
Last day.
Mario's last day. Mario's last day, that's a sad thing. Yeah, Mario's going back to mainland. He's going to be leaving tomorrow on a private jet.
Private jet, yes.
Fuck you, man. Private jet.
Exclusive for me. Just me.
He's taking a private jet to Bogota. We're supposed to feel bad for him. I don't think so. Alright, but we will miss him. Cheers, buddy.
Cheers.
Salud.
Salud.
Salud, salud. Valentina, salud.
Vale.
He's busy.
Yeah.
He's lost into music. That's good. He hasn't had an outlet in a while. So. Salud. Cheers, everybody. And this sunset is for you. Well, just heard from Mario that he's on the runway ready for departure. So just waiting to see the plane take off now. Should be momentarily. And there he goes. Well, bye-bye, buddy. We'll see you on the other side of that horizon over there somewhere. Hopefully soon, but someday. Take care till then.